By Shai Franklin. He is the former director at the World Jewish Congress American section, and he's live for us via Skype in New York. Thank you for your time. We've seen a number of cross-border attacks in recent times, Israeli attacks in the region, apparently targeting Iranian proxies. Is this Israel heating things up in the region?
I think that these sorts of attacks are, let's call them skirmishes, conflicts, attacks, are very localized generally. The Israelis are tracking all kinds of Iranian activity, Hezbollah activity, Syrian regime activity in the region, and other groups as well. And I think they generally are careful and cautious in terms of when they attack. I don't see this being related to the larger game of some new deal that might emerge between the United States and Iran and the other major players from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. And Netanyahu has other considerations as well, including the upcoming election, just a few weeks, 2 weeks away, really. And I don't think he wants to jeopardize having a major conflict erupt in Lebanon or along the border in a way that would tie Israel down, pin Israel down. Israel has not had good luck in the long run with any conflicts in Lebanon.
But just conversely, devil's advocate here, I mean, Netanyahu will be under pressure to give a strong response, won't he? I mean, he's got some within even his own inner circle that will be asking him to really make sure that Israel sends a very strong message here.
You're right. He has people in his inner circle who are also rivals in the upcoming election. And the fact that he has brought in the main opposition leader, General Gantz, for security briefings in the last week and actually let it be known that he was doing this, it wasn't done secretly, suggests that he is open to some coalition with the center-left parties now, which means that hopefully, if from his perspective, hopefully, and I think from ours as well, if we prefer that there not be conflict in the region, this means that General Gantz might himself be a little less vocal in pushing for military action, either in the north or with respect to Gaza. And if he has General Gantz toned down a little bit, then he always has the option of making a coalition with the left, and he may be able to survive without people like Victor Lieberman, who used to be the foreign minister and is now defense minister and is now on his own against Netanyahu.
We've seen Lebanon's Prime Minister Saad Hariri make calls to the US Secretary of State and also to the French President Emmanuel Macron asking for an intervention. I mean, how likely is that in reality ever to eventuate?
I don't think that they're going to intervene in a major way for this kind of incursion or attack or counterattack, really. There may be some good offices that they would provide in a quiet way. The fact that that Mr. Hariri has done this in a way that is public, I think is I don't mean to denigrate it, but I would say it's posturing, and Netanyahu does posturing, and a lot of groups do posturing, and it's important. It puts down a line, a little bit of a line. It says that Lebanese sovereignty is important, but there are issues between Israel and Lebanon that have nothing to do with Iran or Syria. This Sheba Farms, which is still a disputed territory, let's call it, although I think there's been some international adjudication on it, but it's not fully resolved. So he's laying down markers with respect to Israel, with respect to Iran as well, perhaps. He would prefer to not have Hezbollah as a major player in Lebanon, and Hezbollah, of course, is backed by Iran. So he has to play both sides on this. I don't mean that he's duplicitous. I mean that he has to work. He has multiple external factors that he has to negotiate.
Thank you for that. That's Shai Franklin there live from New York.